Okay. So, hi, James Jones from the Mid-Pacific ICT Center in San Francisco in the winter time for our winter 2012 ICT Educator Conference. And I'm here with Kim Yohannan from EMC.
Hello.
Hi, Kim. And Rich Weeks from NDG. So, Kim, let's start with you for a second. Tell us about EMC. What is EMC?
So EMC is an information infrastructure company. So we have solutions for providing, software, everything, infrastructure for the cloud. And we have an academic alliance program. And what we do is we enable us to provide technology-based free curriculum to college and universities to help them get their students ready in the IT for the infrastructure of today and going into tomorrow.
Great. So let me understand this. EMC produces equipment and software. It's primarily in the storage arena, right?
Well, we have storage, but we have RSA, so we acquired them, and they have security. We have all kinds of other applications in the backup and recovery space, Networker, Avamar, we have Documentum, so that's, content management. So it's broader than that. Even though a lot of it is infrastructure, it's software as well.
Yeah. I heard a neat visual recently. If you took a 30 gig iPad and you stacked them on top of each other 61 feet tall and built a wall between Miami and Anchorage, you would capture the data that existed this summer.
Oh my goodness.
And it's snowballing.
Oh yes.
It's growing exponentially. And so what you do with this data and how you ensure its integrity is a big deal.
Oh yeah.
And there are a variety of technologies that have evolved to deal with that. There's storage area networks, network attached storage, iSCSI. There's different uses of it. There's data replication. There's disaster recovery. There's a number of it's evolved into a whole world.
Yes.
It's very specialized, and there aren't enough people out there who can do it.
That's very true. There's what we call the storage knowledge gap of people just not getting trained because it's typically not taught in the college and university level. So that's one of the reasons EMC created this program, was to help address that knowledge gap. And now as the IT infrastructure is evolving, and we don't just have the ISM, which is the information storage and management course. We have 3 additional courses: cloud infrastructure and services, backup recovery systems and architecture, as well as the 3rd one, which will be available later this year, which is the data scientist and big data analytics course, which is all about, now with this growth of data, as companies have it and they maintain it, how do they create new value and look at trends and infrastructure, look at the trends and how does that inform their business for tomorrow. A lot of it, like if you think of healthcare as a great example, they can look at how people are being treated and what their responses to the treatments are, which can inform treatment for tomorrow for making improvements.
Mm-hmm. So we need a workforce that can do this stuff. And if they're an EMC customer, you can train them how to do it. But the need is a whole lot greater than that. So we actually need educational institutions to be developing this workforce also. And
Absolutely.
EMC is working with academic institutions to have appropriate knowledge and skills defined and packaged. You produce educator resources that help teachers do this.
Yeah, so what EMC has done is we've changed our model a little bit different, that the bottom level of our certification and training is all technology based. So these courses aren't specific to EMC. It's about the technology and understanding the foundations. And then the next level up goes into product specific stuff. So that's what really makes it, I think, a nice applicable to any institution. It's not going to lock them in at that level to one particular product. So it's really broader than that for the schools.
So you kind of start with the horizontal of the T-shaped individual. So there's the basic, what is storage and what are the different technologies and how does this stuff all fit together, so that everybody can work with this, because everybody has to work with this stuff. But then you can also go deep in the vertical dimension of the T and understand these specific products and how you implement solutions with them and so forth.
Yeah, and one of the great things, so we've had the ISM course for the Information Storage Management course for 5 years, and because it's product technology-based and not product-based, we haven't had labs. So we've now just officially announced our partnership with NDG to help provide labs to support the ISM course. So we're really, really excited about that, to be filling that need to give people that experience.
Which brings us to Rich. So you are president of NDG, is that right?
Yes.
And NDG, tell us about NDG.
Well, NDG is a software provider. We provide academic institutions with software that's designed to host virtual and real equipment environments to teach computing labs. Today we're partners with Cisco for Networking Academy program for networking labs, VMware IT Academy for virtualization labs to help students get their VMware certified professional. And now we're partnered with EMC to work on storage labs, and also cybersecurity lab environments with Cassia.org. So we're trying to cover a horizontal gamut to enable a virtual lab environment at any academic institution.
Great. So to be a productive member of this workforce, it's not enough to have just read a book. You got to engage with real gear. And that's difficult for a lot of educational programs because it costs a lot of money to get this gear. And it's hard to get students in the same room with the gear, with their busy lives, and there just aren't enough classrooms in the country. So what we do, I guess, with NDG is to create a solution that allows students to have use of this real equipment without having to physically be in the same room with it.
Yeah, our goal is to marry the learner with real content, virtual machines, and real gear, and then timeshare that expensive equipment. For example, with VMware and EMC for their courses, what we're doing is we're taking the server hardware that's needed, but we're timesharing it, so that a school that couldn't afford a traditional virtualized environment where they rack and stack tons of servers can take 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4 servers, and then timeshare the CPU and RAM resources. And then in asynchronous mode, students can come in as they need to on demand. So it really serves that learner that wants to get tons of lab hours, but the school that they attend might not be able to afford hundreds of $1,000s in equipment investments.
Yeah. And a lot of these storage solutions are expensive.
Well, yeah, and that's the beauty of what we've come up with NDG for the labs, is that we're going to be using a virtual machine environment, so the VMware IT Academy infrastructure, to make it scalable, because the hardware investment is a challenge. So, I mean, for us, it's scalable, it's cost effective, it's affordable, and that's really what we need with the large adoption that we have. You have to make it that way, otherwise schools won't be able to adopt it.
Well, this is really exciting because this
Yes.
makes the access to real storage gear available to teachers who wouldn't be able to afford that gear on their own. It's creating opportunities to push these knowledge and skills
Yep.
out, even in a really sort of capital constrained environment. It's an ugly economic situation out there. Most schools can't afford to buy a bunch of gear. But here's a way to develop this workforce, which we need today,
Yep.
without every school having to buy the gear themselves.
Yeah, and I think one of the things I love about the NDG is you don't just get one access to one vendor program. You're getting access to multiple vendor programs. In addition, they're really they're making an investment in that, which is affordable, and now they can timeshare it with other schools. I know Rich's academic version allows schools to share with other schools, up to 5, I think you said, 5
Yeah.
other schools. So that's really it's a great model.
Mm-hmm.
We think it's a good model. The AE, Academic Edition, you can serve up to 5 institutions other than your own. And then the PE version, you can serve up to 10 other academic institutions other than your own. And a lot of schools are starting to do collaborative research. So though we're partnering with schools, we're not limiting the school. They can go off and do their research and teach even more programs
Yeah.
using that same environment. So it allows one investment to be stretched among many different courses.
Mhm.
They can take it where they want to take it. So not only can they teach the virtualization and storage skills, they can start pursuing other skills their students need.
I love it. So it's a leveraged educational delivery solution.
That's the intent and the goal.
Yeah.
And then to partner with the companies that are investing in their students. For example, EMC, VMware, Cisco.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, even on a commercial level, EMC, VMware, and Cisco have the the vBlock, which is like your own cloud in the box, right? So having all three of these curriculums in an academic setting supports that same messaging that's already out there in the industry. So
great. Well, so I would say to our community college faculty who are watching, storage is important, and your program needs to do something related to storage. EMC has a fabulous introductory course,
Yep.
The ISM. They've also now got some new courses
Yep.
that allow you to go deeper. If someone is interested in learning more, how do they do that?
they could just go out and to the EMC.com. I mean, type in Academic Alliance, and it'll take them to the homepage.
Okay.
That's going to be the easiest.
Okay, and so there's basic information on the program there. There's also information on how to contact you.
Yeah, we have a general email, but it'll get routed to me. But anyone is happy to reach out to me too. I don't know if you want me to give my email address.
That's up to you.
Well, I'd be happy to talk to anyone about the program. It's
Sure.
kim.yohannan@emc.com.
Okay.
So that's going to be hard for people to know unless they know how to spell my name. But
Wonderful. So I'm excited about this. I think storage is an important part of the puzzle. ICT is complex. It consists of a whole bunch
Yep.
of different pieces. They all fit together. They're interdependent. They're interrelated. Thanks for what you guys are doing with the storage piece of the puzzle. And thanks for being here at the Winter Conference.
awesome. It's great. We're really happy to be here.
Yeah,
So.
thanks for having us, James.
All right.